dying. Earthquakes, floods. The economy collapsed because of all those natural disasters. But a lot of the blame went to mutants, Homo superior. Some call them the next stage in human evolution. Others, a threat to our very existence.
So now we've got these purifier cults springing up everywhere. They say they're humanity saviors. Well,
Hi everyone, it's Sam for the Anoraks podcast, and today I'm going to be reviewing X-Men Destiny for the Xbox 360. X-Men Destiny is a game that allows you to play through the story of a new mutant coming to terms with their powers. There are 3 characters for you to choose from, each with a unique backstory, and as you play through the game you are going to be given some choices about how your powers develop.
San Francisco has opened its arms to show the world that peace can be achieved. Today, the future begins with a gesture of trust on both sides.
When the muties finally got me, I died as a man should, protecting his country.
The game's actually received some really negative reviews, and there's certainly some flaws, but I've got to say I actually kind of enjoyed it. The story itself is pretty engaging, and as a Marvel fan I really enjoyed that it was bang up to date with the current canon, and had Professor Xavier dead and the X-Men now based in San Francisco, rather than just going for a traditional setup in Westchester with a very status quo story.
No, sir. Make your species proud, boy. Make your father proud.
I'll coach you through this. The important thing is to focus.
As much as the game is laid out as a roaming adventure game, it's essentially just a beat 'em up, and this is probably the game's biggest flaw. You'll get locked into an area and a prompt on screen will read defeat X number of enemies, and then you are stuck in this area as enemies slowly spawn until you've defeated the required amount. There are a few moments of exploration and platforming, but it essentially boils down to defeating larger and larger numbers of enemies. The graphics are decent, although they aren't going to wow you in any way. There's also some amount of customization in terms of your powers and costume and the way they develop over the game. The costumes are all replicas of classic costumes though, and just end up looking a little odd in your personal character, and I ended up playing most of the game in street clothes.
Alright, no need to suck up. Just know when to stand your ground.
The biggest problem with this game in terms of replayability is you cannot skip any single cutscene or piece of dialogue, which makes repeat playing pretty painful. There's a decent selection of achievements available. I earned over 500 gamerscore on a single playthrough and managed to get that up to 800 with very little extra effort. The game is definitely not worth full value. If you can rent it or pick it up for less than £10, you're going to get a good 6 to 8 hours gameplay out of it.
Play with fire and you're gonna get burned.
What are we waiting for? We need to blast our way in and we need to do it now.
Raven, this could turn into a massacre. We can't go in without a plan.
Time is a luxury we don't have. The purifiers have mutants in there. All they need to do is land a copter on the roof and we lose them all.
I'm Sam, and as always you can find us at www.anorakspodcast.com.
I see. Alright. Ich verstehe nicht, but Emma says I should trust you.